Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Welcome in LV, Shelly, Tosh, Zane. Good to see you guys. So we're gonna get into this really quickly. We need to clock something real quick. Hey butterfly, pink. So it's interesting because Cactus is worried about people talking about her. And I just want to say that that whole entire video, that whole little spiel she went on about people need to keep talking about her, was her trying to make herself feel like she's in control. That's exactly what that was. That was her trying to feel like she's controlling the situation and telling people to talk about her. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic sitting up there looking dirty, a dirty Pilates shirt on, crazy hair, just sitting there looking crazy, worried about who's talking about her. It's giving crash out pending. Okay. Hey, Desiree. So, real quick, because more employees are gone. More employees. Okay. Let's look back. I want to shout out to the person who first noticed it. Someone commented on my live video saying that the bar instructor that she said was so good and she just doesn't want to lose her, the one who had Bigfoot sweating buckets and puddles, she's gone. Thank you, Shelly. Yes, thank you. I'm back to making videos. There's a lot going on. But yes, stay tuned. We're definitely back talking about, people who are interesting and trending. We definitely have been breaking this case for a while now, but trust and believe they are not trending. They are not, as she'd like to say, they're really not relevant. Like, really, genuinely, no one cares about her situation. And even her airing out all that nasty drama with her whole entire family, still no one cares. And that is what is so embarrassing. Like, other than the people who have been reacting, you just aired out your whole family, your sister, and everybody, and really the internet doesn't care. So, um, yeah, we've been talking about her. That's the whole thing, Tosh. We've been talking about her, but she's so delusional, right? She wants to believe that like, if we keep talking about her, it's because she told us to. This is how delusional she is. But instead of worrying about what we're talking about, she should be worried about the fact that her instructors are dropping like flies. And that is a reflection on how a business is ran. So, the bar instructor that had Bigfoot sweating buckets and puddles, who was actually a really good instructor, is gone. Okay? She's gone. She knew, hey Shannon, she knew her worth, and she sees the way this is headed. Then I noticed that there was a dude who was, I don't know if I should say his name, it starts with a J. He was doing the morning fitness classes. He had multiple classes a day. If you just go back and look at all their shorts and everything, he was there in the shorts, dark hair guy. I noticed when she posted the new schedule, he's gone. Okay. He was very heavy on the schedule. So, yeah, the employees are dropping like flies. You said it's reverse psychology. Yeah, I could see that. I'm going to be honest, I really never thought it could get darker than Hawaii, but here we are. I never thought I could see her as being a darker, disgusting spirit, but here we are, seeing how she's handling this whole situation with her sister. And when I tell you, when she's been showing her face with the case wrapped around and everything, she looks crazy to me. There's nothing luxury, there's nothing rich, there's nothing happy that I see when I see her. And it reminds me, if you guys remember the movie Shallow Hal, where the whole premise of the movie is like people look on the outside to what their inside looks like. Okay, let me know if you guys remember that movie Shallow Hal. I see her as an old, bitter lady smoking a cigarette on a dirty porch. Like, that's what her insides look like to me. She always sounds just like a bitter old lady, mad at everybody. Clothes are always filthy, dirty. She can't help herself, but every time she goes live, she can't even contain that all she talks about is reaction pages. And she's been doing this for years. Cactus, you can't go live without talking about reaction pages. Even when we're making videos about other things, Cactus is still tuned in. Yeah, everybody's talking about Sacco and Dalton, right? And I need to react because their situation just went way left. Okay. He's talking about he got a divorce. Now there's videos going viral that, he may be a manipulator. Dalton, people are saying Dalton may be a narcissist. So I definitely am going down that rabbit hole. Um, because yeah, they are relevant, they are trending, they are interesting, and I do hope that Sako makes her own page, her own YouTube channel and everything. Um, because unlike Cactus, Sako has a very unique style. She has her own style. She's like, I can't explain it. Like, she has her own vibe, and like, you can't say the same thing for Cactus. You've never looked at Cactus and been like, wow, she just has like a really cute, unique style. No. Like, when you look at Cactus, you think, why are your clothes always dirty? And you're literally just trying to dress like whoever you're around that week. Yeah, I'm gonna keep reporting on them. Thank you for sending me that video, Shelly, because I was out of the loop. And that's another thing. I really respect Sako for the fact that she doesn't exploit her child's face. She's not making her child do these cringe short videos, putting robes on him and all these things. So you even though there are some similarities, yeah, no, there's definitely some differences. And yeah, what? She's so messy. Yeah, she's very messy. There's nothing genuine about Cactus to me, welcoming, nice. There's nothing feminine about her to me. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, hey Kita, I just wanted to point out the fact that she dropped that new schedule and definitely clocked the fact that MVs are dropping like flies. Good to see you, girl. Um, yeah, she needs a weekly appointment. They're viral. They're very viral. And relevant. And like I said, just like Shelly pointed out, Sako doesn't exploit her child. She has her own style and things like that. So, right. They're very different. And Cactus wishes that she had her own unique style. The other thing is, so people are saying that Dalton might be a narcissist and things like that. So we'll go down the rabbit hole. But I want to point out, though, that the big difference I see between them is Sako and Dalton enjoy doing other things together other than just X work and drinking. Like they ride their side by sides, they do stuff in the lake, they have this boat. They actually enjoy doing things with each other. Think about Cactus and Bigfoot. What do they have no hobbies that they do together. They do nothing together. All they do together is drink and do OF. Like, what do they actually do? You've never seen them have any kind of similar, you've never seen them genuinely spend quality time together doing something and enjoy doing something. That, like, you've never seen it. Hey, girl, except drink, right, LB? That's all they do. That's the only thing they have in common for common hobbies is drink. Drink and be cheap. That's the two things that they have in common. There's nothing like, and I'm not going to say what I do with my man because Cactus is such a psychopath that if I say what I do with my man, they will be making short videos doing that, and that will actually creep me out. So I'm not going to say what I do. But I'll say, like, some couples, they go to bingo together, or, they play card games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was out at a restaurant with my sister the other day, and we noticed that there's this older couple that comes in, and they sit there and they play games together. And yeah, they get like a beer or something, but they're sitting there playing with each other. And I find that to be so cute. Like, genuine couples with good connections, they do things together that they enjoy. I just don't see that with them. Yeah, they drink, they bully the kids, they they drink, uh, they figure out how they can give their kids the bare minimum so they can get the maximum and do the, like, what do they do? What does Cactus do other than just try any kind of quick scheme to get money? That's all she does. You said, I think he's a different person behind closed doors. It's just something about him. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest too. I find it weird when I'm going down the rabbit hole about Sako and Dalton that he voices over videos of her. Like, it'll be her brushing her teeth, or, how to get ready or something, but it's his voiceover doing it. And there's something weird about that to me. It's almost like she's quieted, or, like, I don't know, there's something weird about him doing the voiceovers to even videos that are supposed to be about her. Like, he's her voice, he's talking for Sako. There's just something weird about that to me. Right, like, go to the movies with your partner, um go fishing, go hiking, go do something, build something, fix something, do something. But they do nothing. They do nothing except drink, get drunk, and then he does whatever she says. That's what they do. Yeah, definitely from the video that Shelly linked me uh last night and everything that's going on with Dalton and Sako, like, when she does get her voice, and the when he's no longer doing the voiceovers to everything and she gets her voice, yeah, she's gonna let it be known. Hey, Bless from Texas. Good to see you. They live a sad life. They do. And it's crazy to me because they really try to convince the world that what they're living is luxury. And that's what's so sad to me. Like, I don't see anything luxury about it. Having all those people at your house, you're fighting outside of your house in this neighborhood that you brag is such a nice neighborhood. And maybe it was until you moved in and you had all these little kids outside and you're fighting with your family. It's crazy. And I'm going to tell you really quick because this made me sad last night on Tasha's live. Like, when number four was crying and screaming while she's fighting with her sister in the Vegas street because his feet were hot. Like, in my opinion, I know she's trying to frame it as like the sister was, being a negligent parent because she had the baby in her arms. But Cactus also exposed herself for the negligence that she has towards her child, because why are you not tending to your son? Why are you allowing your baby to scream while his feet burn onto the concrete? And you're not walking away. She was never going and checking on number four. She was continuing to confront and entertain this fight with her sister. While her baby is screaming in pain and his little feet are burning on the concrete, she continues to go back and forth with her sister. I'm sorry, Cactus is a disgusting person to me. She's she is so just sick. She in my opinion, I think she's psycho. I think she's actually crazy in the worst way, because how do you not stop and hear your kid screaming and crying and go make sure he's okay? Yeah, those kids have been through so much chaos. And when they said number four screams in the night or whatever, I really feel like, in my opinion, he probably has nightmares from the things he's seen from Cactus, from all those months of her holding him and just screaming into the camera, veins bursting out, shaving her head, crashing out, making everything about her, like now fighting in the street, sending him to daycare. Remember when number four is getting dropped off to daycare that he's been at for 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe he's almost been at that daycare probably for almost a year. And he's crying and screaming getting dropped off. It's not a new daycare. And she just like, okay, like she didn't care at all. She's just like, okay, bye. Like, number four has been through absolute hell with this lady. Yeah, he's very connected to Bigfoot, and I do believe Bigfoot has more love and comfort inside of him than Cactus. Cactus is cold. She's about as warm as a tile floor. Okay. Um, Number three is the same way. Number three reaches to his dad for comfort. Number four reaches to his dad for comfort. Cactus is ice cold. She's demonic. Like I said, she's about as warm as a tile floor. That's the thing I noticed too, Debbie, is she said the GM for the first 90 days was hourly and then she's going to salary. I've never heard of a salary job that's like 20 hours a week. You guys let me know if you have, but like she really has her in like this really damn near low level position and she's like treating it like, I don't know, there's something weird. And I think LV clocked this, but she doesn't even have a desktop computer at the studio. You know how usually businesses have a monitor and a system, so when the GM goes in, she can just work on the work computer. She has to bring her dirty laptop in with her every single time. It's literally just an empty desk. There's no monitor, there's no computer, there's nothing. Hey Braves, good to see you, Braves. Okay, so she's gonna be full time after the 90 days. We did see the GM. We were saying that we thought the GM quit, so she made a point to show her in a video because she's always tuned in. And you know what I realized? Cactus is actually very, very boring. She's very boring and she's so self centered that she's really only interested in herself. So I realized too, like, she has nothing to talk about with Bigfoot or anybody else if she's not tuned into the reaction and the haters. Like, if we're not talking about her, she has nothing to go complain to Bigfoot about. She has nothing to talk about in her videos because her whole content is responding to reaction pages. That's her whole entire inspiration for everything she says. So if we're not talking about her, then like she genuinely doesn't know what to say. And when the GM walked by her, she was like, she told the GM, "You smell so good. Oh my gosh, you smell so good." Because Cactus and Bigfoot, they just look like they just stink. Like Bigfoot says she stinks. Her clothes are always dirty. Like I just, mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, like what's the point? What's the point of you doing all this? You buying, what's the point of buying thousands of dollars worth of brand name stuff if you're just gonna walk around dirty every day? To be honest, I don't know where the nickname Cactus came from. I think it could have been it because instead of like that's the plant that she really is, just like a sharp, I don't know. Exactly, that's what it was, Alvi. She's not a pretty flower. She's a cactus. But um okay. So let's think about this for a second, you guys, because there's no way things are okay. There's no way that you have your baby screaming outside, you have your sister calling you out and exposing you, Your employees are quitting. Some of your best employees, too. The instructor, the bar instructor that she literally said was such a good instructor, is gone. The dude who is scheduled almost the most out of anyone for all the morning lifting classes, he's gone. The whole reason they had to redo that schedule and release that schedule is because more instructors left. So you're crashing out on social media. You're getting exposed for the way you truly treat your family. You don't look good. No offense. I'm saying this from a mental health standpoint. You're not taking care of your hair. Every time we see you, you're dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what are people genuinely jealous of? You think that people want to be crashing out with their whole family and having a business where employees are quitting and walking around dirty? Like, I'm genuinely confused. Right. That's another lie. There's something else I want to point out too. The founding fathers. Let's talk about the founding fathers. The founding fathers are able to afford around $160 a month for these services, right? So the founding fathers, probably a lot of them work because they're able to afford this service monthly, a service that a lot of them bought before even really knowing what it was going to be. So they have the money to, take a chance. So the founding fathers, a lot of them have jobs. Look at her new class schedule, y'all. It's selfish. Everything she does is selfish. Why do I say that? Because they cut weekend classes. On Saturdays and Sundays, no classes on Sunday. And then there's 3 classes on Saturday from like 9, 10, 11, or something like that. So these people paid for unlimited classes. And really, there's a small 3 hour window on Saturday. And that's it. No classes on Sunday. I find that to be extremely lame. And that's a schedule of somebody who genuinely doesn't know what it's like to work a regular job, because, or someone that respects the founding fathers, because if you did, you would understand that most people who work during the weekdays and they have kids and they're busy, and a lot of people, they do have their kids in sports and activities, you having weekend availability is huge. Yeah, unlimited shouldn't be so limited. Exactly. Like, so if people get off at 5:30, and then what? So they have the chance to have 1 or 2 classes after work, or basically you have a little tiny window on Saturday, 3 hours on Saturday, and that's it for your weekend classes. Like, that's so whack. That's so lame. And then they put the classes on ClassPass. So you had people getting classes for $2, $3 when the founding fathers are paying $160 a month. And if you work, what? You get maybe a class or two after work, and then there's like 2 classes you can go to on the weekend, 3 classes. But God forbid you're not like Cactus and you actually have your kids in sports. So the games are going to be on those Saturday afternoons. It's lame. I would have canceled my founding. I would have canceled that stuff so fast. That's ridiculous. There's no night weekend classes. That's ridiculous. And even today, because I wanted to do a little bit of research before I came on live, there was only like 2 or 3 classes offered today. And I'm pretty sure there's maybe only going to be like 3 people as of right now that are booked in the studio for the whole day. Hey, Passion. Um, you said she got the lockers to make up for the fact we laughed at her for only having one bathroom. Yeah, and the fact that when they did the free class at the party or whatever, they had people with their bags and all their stuff just cluttered on their mat. They had people drinking champagne while they're doing the class, just champagne spilling all over the mats, and just it was a whole mess. It was a whole mess. Right. For people who are sitting there paying for unlimited classes, the classes are extremely limited. And then you have to ask yourself, why are the good instructors quitting, Cactus? Why is the bar instructor that you said was so good, why did she quit? Why did the guy whose name starts with a J, who worked pretty much every single morning at your studio, why is he gone? Hmm, interesting. The dude who you made a whole AI flyer for and posted him on your Instagram, calling him the face of strength, why did he not even make it to the opening day? The GM you hired, she didn't make it. And you're claiming that it's because of conflict of schedule. So you didn't have, there wasn't a clear schedule when these people were hired. How is there so many conflicts of schedule if you're running your business right and you're so entrepreneurial minded? Why are there all these conflicts that all the good employees want to leave? Hmm, interesting. Very interesting, Cactus. The other thing I want to point out is, and this kind of wraps up with just narcissists in general. And I noticed that narcissists want to believe, they want to convince their partners that they made them. And I see Blueface do this a lot too, to everybody in the circus. You know, he tells Krishan, I made you. He tells, all of them, I made you. You would be nothing without me. This, and that. And Cactus does the same thing to Bigfoot. She always tells him, you couldn't think of content ideas. You couldn't do this. I'm the brains behind the whole operation. You don't think of anything. You're dumb. She doesn't say you're dumb, but that's what she's saying. Like, she literally tells him he can't think of anything. That's why she's convinced him that she gets all the social media money and the OF money. Her reasoning is because she thinks of everything. They wouldn't have any of this if they didn't have her brains.
But I just wanted to point out that when Bigfoot has a good idea, and he has had some good ideas, she tells him, no, that's a dumb idea. No, that's like, we're not going to do that. And I feel like she specifically does it because she doesn't want him to feel like he's contributing, because then she can't say, oh, this is my whole social media. Like this, you don't do anything. Because I remember in Vegas, Bigfoot actually had a good idea, which was we should start taking the kids places and then we'll tag wherever we take them. And I feel like that was a good idea because one, it was giving back to the kids. Two, it could have led to having brand deals for the kids and actually start and she shut him down. She's like, no, that's stupid. That's dumb. Like, she won't let him have a good idea because one, she doesn't want him to take credit for it. And two, right, Tosh. None of the pictures on the website are from her studio. There's no one that has anything to do with her studio. Um, no, it's all like Chat GPT flyers, Chat GPT images. You said that's insane. It is. And she wants one. You said she's talking about an intimate spa experience. The other thing is that is weird, and you guys can let me know. I saw on the website that it said like hot Pilates. And I'm like, wait, it says that on the website when it lists all the services. One of them says hot Pilates. And I'm like, wait, it's not on the schedule. I'm confused about that. Why does it say hot Pilates on the website if they don't have it? Um, hot Pilates is when they do mat Pilates in a heated room. So it like really makes you sweat and all this stuff. But I got a comment from someone saying that it takes a very specific, um, like you need a whole system to do something like that. It's not just turn the AC off and let it get hot in here. No, like this is, mm-mm. This is supposed to be a special thing where people like sweat it out and it cleanses you. But it takes, someone was explaining in my comment section how it takes a very specific system to do that in a building. It's not just turn the heat up. Right now maybe, yeah, maybe they think if they just cut the AC off and let Vegas heat, do its thing, that's hot Pilates, and that's not what it is. Exactly, because of things like mildew, mold. And it's crazy because you're barely booking classes as it is. And she wants to show her OF. She's shown the OF money so many times. I would love to see the profit on the studio. Show us how much you've made on the studio. Because even with the little classes that have been booked, it's on ClassPass. So remember, people were booking classes for $3, $4. People are also booking their first class for free. So I'm just, I know you want us to talk about you, Cactus, so you can have something to talk about, so you can feel relevant, so you can feel good. So why don't you talk about how much money the studio has made? And why don't you talk about your turnover rate and why employees continue to quit within the first month? Is it because you're treating them well and being very clear with their schedule and having good communication with them? Is that why they're quitting? Right. And there's already comments. I went and checked out the review on ClassPass where they said that they went in and the mat was dirty. There was hair on it and footprints on the mat. And the response to it felt very defensive. I'm going to be honest with you. I saw that she responded to that comment in it came off very defensive. It was like, we're realizing we need to clean the mats in a certain way. And I can tell, I'm sure you saw from the rest of the studio, we take cleanliness very seriously. Like, what? They just said your mats were dirty. How are you saying the way you clean the mat wasn't good enough, or like we need to clean it? It's very clear there's a footprint and hair on it. So are you trying to say that you wiped it off but you didn't wipe it off with the right thing? Like, why are you making excuses for that? Exactly, Jen. She made excuses instead of apologizing. She didn't say, oh, I'm sorry that that happened to you, thank you for letting us know. No, she was defensive about it. Yeah, like I know you saw the rest of the studio, which was very clean. Like, no, that's not what this person said. Don't put words in this person's mouth. They did not say the mat was dirty and the rest of the studio was clean. That's not what they said, actually. So don't tell them, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell them that the rest of the studio was clean except what they saw. No, don't do that. Because now, once again, you're putting words in that person's mouth. Yeah, I was throwing shots at the client. Exactly. Like, how are you not only when you get a bad review, you're going to be rude to that person that's calling you out? And she couldn't even say that it wasn't true because it was. It was true. And I'm going to make this point real quick too. I noticed with other classes, and I know she'll change this now that I'm saying this. Hey, Kay, and that's fine, Cactus. That's fine. Like I said, I know you need to watch these videos to get ideas to, whatever. That's fine. But I noticed that other classes, they'll say that their classes from 6 to 6:50, right? And then the next class will be 7 o'clock. I find it weird that Cactus's classes have no breaks in between. So, how are you cleaning everything thoroughly when your classes are back to back to back? Your class is 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, all on the same, all in the same place. So, then how are you cleaning like between every class, Cactus, if they're back to back to back? That doesn't make any sense. Or are you halting the people and then you're cleaning it right in front of them and you're cutting into their class? It just doesn't make any sense. That these classes are back to back to back with no space for cleaning, but then you're going to get annoyed with the person who says it's not clean. Yeah. You can see in her schedule there's no break for cleaning. It's sick. It's not getting clean. No. And then when she wants to say, oh, well, you know how clean, open up your car door, Cactus. Let your client see what your car looks like. Open up your house. Let your client see what your house looks like. These are the spaces that you feel comfortable living in. These are the spaces that you feel comfortable with your children living in and your husband living in. You are not a clean person. Look at your clothes, Cactus. They're dirty. And you have the nerve to get mad at the client saying that the mat was dirty. Get annoyed with them, get defensive, and tell them that the rest of the studio is clean. It's just, I found her response to be so rude. If it was a 2-star, it would have went down to a 1-star. I would have left another review to say, yeah, and then the owner's response is extremely defensive and rude for no reason. Right. And that's my point, Braves. Like, I'm not trying to tear anyone down. I know most of us in here are mothers. I know a lot of you are wives. We even got some, you know, people who made it leveled on up to grandma. And they've been doing this, right? They're OGs in the game. And I know things aren't perfect. I want you guys to understand I never expected anybody's life to be perfect. Like, I know cars get messy. I know houses get messy. I know laundry piles up. But when you don't have a system put in place with your kids, with your family, with your partners, there's no systems, and you have decided, made a conscious decision to track your cycle to have a fourth child. You did this very willingly, Cactus. This wasn't, you were on video, which you've removed now, tracking your cycles and counting your things, and you were taking the ovulation test. You did this on purpose. You chose to have 4 kids. This was your conscious decision. And now you're consciously deciding to have no systems in place, to have no kind of nothing, and having them live in complete chaos. This was all a decision. And yes, your state of your car, the state of your house, those things 100% reflect the state of your mind. So when your car and your ceilings are black on a brand new car and your house is a complete disgusting mess and your clothes are dirty and you get on camera to attack other people, ugly cry and point the finger at other people, that's when I start to think that there's something deeper going on with you mental health wise. That's what I start to think. Right. And like, I'm all for, to be honest, I actually prefer a house that looks a little bit lived in. Like, if I go to someone's house and it and they have kids and it actually looks like kids live there, not nasty, not disgusting, like kids that pick up their stuff, but you see like a thing of toys. I don't like a completely sterile, like, you know, those influencer houses that look like corporations and everything's just nude and beige and brown and just the whole house is tile, just, you know, like, I'm here for like a home. I like a little color. I don't like sterile situations. But then there's nasty. Then there's just like, but you sit there and you know what else gets me? The fact that Cactus is constantly drinking. She's constantly drinking. I don't care how you dress it up. I don't care how many strawberries you muddle into your drink. I don't care. I don't care how you try to decorate it and dress it up, Cactus. In my opinion, there is a problem here with the amount that you guys drink. There is no way that somebody with 4 kids should always have a drink at any time of the day. First thing in the morning, there's always an excuse for them to be drinking 24/7. In my opinion, I don't find that to be a sign of happiness. And you're sitting here promoting this wellness studio, right? Constantly drinking in dirty clothes, looking extremely unwell. So how are you going to be this face of a wellness studio when you yourself are unwell? You're exploiting, you're claiming, Cactus, that your sister's having postpartum psychosis. It's a huge word to drop on somebody. You're claiming she's having postpartum psychosis, but you continue to make money by exploiting the videos of her. You continue to exploit her daughter on your videos, exploiting, according to you, a moment of vulnerability where you guys are fighting. You're exploiting that to make money while claiming that this is very serious. Okay. Oh my gosh, Jen. You said she was tipsy outside the restaurant yelling at people to join. Right. Like I said, I don't care how many strawberries you muddle in your drink at whatever time, however, whatever garnish you want to put on it. In my opinion, it looks like a problem. It looks like you're numbing something down. It's looking like, once again, you're weak as hell. You can't stand 10 toes down in the life that you created. You can't stand 10 toes down on the fact that you decided to plan to have 4 children. This was your plan. This was your plan. Right. And I have to say something because I myself, it took a long time for me to realize this in my experience with narcissists because they're so fake. Narcissists are they are genuine actors. They are compulsive liars and they're all about appearances. So narcissists always want to seem like they have money. Narcissists want to seem like they're happy, they're doing good. A lot of narcissists stay in relationships so they look like they have it together. A lot of narcissists I know are in long term relationships where they actually just hate the person that they're with, but they just stay in it because being in a relationship makes you look like you have something. I realized this. Narcissists are tormented souls. They are tormented. They are so not okay within their own bodies. Think about it. You don't have a personality. You can't think of outfits. You can't be genuine. You see all these other people being genuine and smiling and laughing and feeling real joy when they're doing stuff for their kids. And I'm just saying, imagine you're a narcissist. You don't feel that. You see other moms throwing their kids these big parties and genuinely feeling fulfilled by it, but you don't feel that. Like that's I I would hate to be like that. The only joy you ever feel is if everything's about you. That's not a good life. That does not sound fun. Yeah. After seeing everything, her fighting in the street and all that, yeah, I couldn't go in there. Stop. You said she's always itching her head and picking inside her ear. It's just sick. She was flossing all in between her toes when the reformers came and then went and started like going on the reformers. Just nasty. No self awareness at all. Right. Exactly. Even her just talking about what her sister is dealing with and struggling with, telling all her business to her million subscribers, thinking that we're all dumb too. Like, You think it's caring that you're getting online with 1 million subscribers and telling them all your sister's mental health issues and trials and tribulations and how the police found her? You think that this is a nice thing to do to your sister. When she was describing it, I'm thinking, you're just further showing what a disgusting person you are and how you're gaslighting your sister, right? Because she knows damn well her sister doesn't want her on the internet describing all her business. But she'll play dumb when her sister gets mad about it. Like, why are you telling my business? Oh, you already told him that you struggle. She's going to play dumb, acting like that's what disgusts me about people like Cactus. They like to play in people's faces. They know what they're doing. And no person who is genuinely happy and successful would move the way Cactus does. It just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. Right. And what's crazy too, I completely agree with this. What I see in my experience, what really brings narcissists satisfaction too is attacking and getting revenge on the people that they feel like threatens them. If they feel threatened by anyone, anything, getting to hurt that person, like how she hurts her sister, how she tried to hurt her mom, trying to hurt the reaction pages. Like, narcissists get so much satisfaction trying to hurt people that they feel like are exposing them or telling the truth when they're trying to lie. Just like she did to Bigfoot with the viral clip of her going live and trying to hurt him. Like, that's what that's why narcissists are so dangerous, because like they get satisfaction from trying to go and hurt people. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah. It's so deep and dark. It's so deep and dark because just like what you're saying, Pink, think about it. Think about it real quick. Her sister, who I believe said, "You're messing with your oldest sister's husband." Cactus's narcissistic mind twisted that and accused her of the same thing. Think about it. She twisted it and said, "No, you're in love with my husband. You're in love with my husband. Wait, wait, wait. She just told you you were messing with someone's husband, and your response is she's in love with your husband." Do you see how she just flipped it? And the same thing with the covers. So they said they found you on under the covers with your sister's husband, but now you're telling the internet that they found your sister under the covers with her daughter? Like, what type of demonic shit is going on? Yeah, very true. Very true. Very true. But we just hit that hour. Definitely watch it. Tasha's replay. If you missed Tasha's live last night, definitely good. Brought all the receipts. She's retaliatory, very, always twist it. She's always twisting it. And I'm starting to see the patterns. I'm starting to see the patterns. Think about it. All the content they did on the first baby daddy being a deadbeat, hundreds of videos about it. Hundreds of videos about it. But wait, you said Bigfoot was a deadbeat. So you're twisting it and calling this dude a deadbeat. And I do wish he did more for his kids, but he pays child support though. He pays $400 a month in child support. Bigfoot doesn't even do that. Bigfoot doesn't even do $400 and he doesn't do nothing. Nothing. No child support. Zero. So hold up. So the first baby daddy has been made to be the biggest deadbeat in the world, but he does more for his kids than the dude you're putting on this high pedestal. So you twisted that too. Do you see like the mental gymnastics that goes on with this demonic creature? It's mind-blowing. It's actually mind-blowing. Yeah. Yeah. It's I hope the sister can tell her story one day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all tuning in and your great comments. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.